Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place YouTube channel and throughout social media. We'll get you out here well before the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the for the primetime games. And that's what we do here on the drive-thru Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And deliver live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. And to deliver those winners are professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and at Sports Chat Place. Let's take a peek at who's on the show with us here for today. All right, with us today will be Rod Zawacky. We got Ninos and Alex Smart. Here's how they'll line up for this evening. We've got Smart, Ninos, and Zawacky. I will close it out. Actually, Chris will close out. We'll have Chris on during the recap for some plays as well. Some of the guys out today, so Chris will come in and chime in with some plays here as you see on top of leaderboards. And let's go. And that's how we'll set it up for this evening. All right, we've got NBA off tonight, but we got some action. NHL, good card tonight as well. So let's get this one underway. Let's go to welcome in Alex Smart. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Prim, where he's been on absolute fire on top of these leaderboards. It's been impressive here with Alex Smart right now. Bring him in. Alex, what's happening?
Good, Tony. How's everything with you these days?
Everything's going great. All right, here we go. The 7 Eastern time. Got the Rangers here at home to the Islanders. The Rangers are minus 170, total of 6.
So, it's no secret. I've got a lot of futures tickets on the Islanders again this year, and I was starting to think twice about what I had done again for the second straight year, by the way. And but it looks like they've righted their ship. They do fall asleep from time to time. They've won 6 of their last 7 games. They did have one setback against the Detroit Red Wings, 1 game back, but came back last night a little flat at the beginning and took Calgary out. No, Calgary, I think it's 5th or 6th straight loss. Tonight we've got the Battle of New York. It's one of the oldest, well-known battles in the NHL, and it's always heated anyway. And this one's going to be at MSG tonight, where the Islanders have actually played really well over the last few years. They've taken 6 of the last 7 games here at MSG. And the Islanders, when they're playing against a team that has a below 500 record, have really been quite well over the last 3 seasons, done quite well, I should say. They're 30-9 ATS. The Rangers, by the way, recently haven't done all that great against teams like the Islanders that are very disciplined and don't give up a lot of power play goals. 4 or less power play goals, they've lost 7 of the last 6 against the spread by an average of almost 1.7 goals per game, or exactly 1.7 goals per game. Tonight, I'm just expecting the Islanders to continue on with the kind of momentum they have. You have to remember, this is a veteran-laden team. Just a few young players sprinkled through the lineup, but they're top quality stars like Dobson and Barzal. Really a team that you have to respect here. I respect them anyway. Rangers just haven't lived up to their billing so far this year, and the losses are piling up. They have losses now. What's it worked out to be? They have 1-3 winning streak, but previous to that, lost 4 games. They've lost 2 games in a row. So here we go. 6 of the last 9 games have been complete write-offs for their backers, and they're just not playing great hockey. So what I'm looking for tonight is a balanced, veteran-laden NHL team to take their crosstown rivals down, and for the New York Islanders to bring us home some cash.
All right, we got Alex here on these Islanders here, plus 145 here against the Rangers. You talk about not giving up not giving up power play goals. That's been here the case here when we look here at this Islander team. I think they've given up 2 power play goals over their past 10 games. It's been tight to get the puck through the net with their special teams playing well, and of course, this piling up the wins here since October 26th. They've got 5? They've won 6 of their past 7 after that overtime win against Calgary, which was a good opponent they beat.
Yeah, absolutely. Calgary is slumping a little bit, but everything seems to be temporary in the NHL when there's quality teams on the ice, and injuries always affect everything. That's the thing with the NHL. You have to really it's like the NBA. Have to pay attention to injuries and make sure you're backing a team with all its key players on the ice. The Islanders are going to have their key players on the ice tonight, so we're gonna ride them in and continue with the momentum with the New York Islanders.
Yeah, Rangers had struggles against the good teams here. They've lost 6 of 7 against teams with a winning percentage of 600 or greater. Islanders plus 145 against the Rangers. This one have a start time of 7 Eastern time. All right, Alex, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Prim, where you've been on absolute fire here the last 30 days. 2,943 units of profit. That is all documented over at Pick Dogs Prim. When you go over to Alex's handicapper page, go down to Pick History. You can see all those plays fully documented over on the site. All right, Alex, we've got the action in action right now, as well as we've got the big card here from NHL. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, so we got that Miami, Ohio game, McAction tonight. We've also got, there was a short schedule tonight with college basketball. Yesterday I rode the board and took a lot of money from the books. And yesterday, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I won 8 of 9 games. So we're rolling into today with a lot of momentum. It's been really a big run for the last couple of months, and working hard to make sure that continues right into the new year. So, give me a check here for the next month and ride along with me. We'll make a bunch of money, and we'll have no mercy in the process on the books.
All right, guys, get on board here with Alex Mott over at Pick Dogs Premium. You see the numbers here, 2,943 units of profit. That is all documented over at Pick Dogs last 30 days. So get on board right now with Alex. Of course, he's got plays up there right now. The college basketball Sharp Money Steam play is up there right now, total for you. So get on board. Of course, you could also get on board with Alex's college Tuesday night action on the board. And of course, probably your best value here is the long-term pass. The way Alex is running, you may consider a 1-month pass. Get all of Alex's premium plays here for 1 month. Includes all his NFL. Of course, that'll get you through Turkey. The games as well, and the first week of December, as well as college football. Now, the college football with the 1 month all sports pass will cover you for the remainder of the regular season, lead you right up to the Army-Navy game. So you got all these big rivalry games, of course, the conference title games on that Saturday. So that's what you'll get there. Also, all his NBA, all his NHL for the 1 month pass. You could use the promo code WIN at checkout, and you'll pick at checkout, and you'll be able to save 15% off. You can also add a second capper with that 2-for-1 cap promotion, even greater value there. All right, Alex, as always, great having you show. Keep up that great work, and we'll talk with you again in a couple days.
Okay, Tony. We'll see you in a couple of days. Take care.
Got Alex Smart here on the drive too. Let's continue on here with the coverage. Next up, let's go to Ninos outside the poker room, braving the cold weather out there. Let's bring him in right now. Ninos, what's happening?
Not so much cold, but it is a little windy, so you have to excuse that tonight. And I just hope it doesn't start pouring on me right now as we're all on live right now.
Storm watch up.
Yeah, so far so good on the rain, so hopefully it holds up for another couple minutes.
All right, yeah, it's not cold. That's right, you're out there in Florida. That's right, you're out there. It's not cold out there at all. All right, here we go. 7 Eastern time. Flyers here to host the Blues. The Blues minus 135, total of 6.
Yeah, it's a interesting matchup here. I know you guys just talked about injuries, and Philadelphia's coming into this one with quite the injury report here. Quite a few players out for the Flyers tonight, but they will have the rest and home ice advantage in this one. Now, I was expecting Carter Hart to get the go in net here because they're not on any kind of back-to-back, not the front or back end to have any back-to-back set here, so you'd expect their starting goalie to get the start, but no, they got their backup goalie going, and so do the Blues playing their second game in 2 nights here. So with both backup goalies in net and neither one doing too well this season, I think we're going to see a lot of goals in this one, and I'm taking this game to go over the total.
All right, we got Ninos here taking over Flyers Blues over a total of 6. Blues have hit singing the Blues as Rod said in the morning show. He was singing the Blues there, and he was singing a little bit, and that's why they call it the Blues. That's pretty funny in the morning this morning. A 7-game losing streak here. You think the Blues can get some goals here? They've been held to 1-2-1 over. And hey, you score only 1 goal against LA, you got some problems, my man. I've seen LA's defense. You think they can get some goals here to get this one over?
Yeah, I mean, as I said, the injuries for Philadelphia, I think, will cost them a little bit too here. So I do expect, and again, the backup goal has just not been very good at all. So yeah, I do expect the Blues to get going a bit offensively. But again, when you talk about the Blues, you usually think of a good, solid defensive team with solid goaltending. But it hasn't been the case this season, and don't think it's going to be the case tonight either.
All right, we got Ninos here on the Flyers Blues over a total of 6. We got to hear some more quarters from Rod next couple of days. There's a lot of songs with Blue Bayou. He's got to come up with some more during the morning show. I think he can do that. But anyway, Flyers Blues over 6. This one will have a start time of 7 Eastern time. All right, Ninos, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium here for action tonight. Showing great profit here in the NFL. 461 units of profit in the NFL. That is all documented over at Pick Dogs Premium. You can verify that when you go over to Alice's profile page. Big hockey card. I know you're a big hockey guy. You were the top unit producer in the NHL last season. And, of course, we've got that in action tonight, as well as action in college basketball. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, missing the NBA tonight, but got a little bit of everything else, and actually had to play in all 3 games in college football tonight. So I got a 3-pack there, 3-pack in the NHL, and I do have my alphabets with my best bet in each sport as well. So check out the package that's right for you. Or again, I do have all the my best bets from each sport as well, sold individually if you're just looking for one big bet. But yeah, grab a long-term pass or a 2-for-1 capper special if you want all the plays, and yeah.
All right, guys, get on board with Alan Ninos over at Pig Dogs. From great results in the NFL this season, 461 units of profit. On the board tonight, Alan Ninos has an alphabet, a 3-pack. He takes his best bet from NHL, college football, and college basketball, puts it together here in a 3-pack. Credit guarantee, meaning it must turn a profit, or the amount you purchase is credit back in your account for site credits. That is credit guarantee. Also, these plays sold individually as well. He does have a Tuesday field goal with his 3 best bets from college football, all in one package up there right now. So a lot of action there from Alan Ninos. Again, a lot of individual plays as well. Again, instead of buying all these plays individually, you may consider a 1-month all sports pass and get all of Al's plays here for 1 month. It includes all his NHL, all his NBA, of course the college football. Right, that'll take you to the end of the regular season, right before the Army-Navy game. All the big rivalry games, the conference title games, the NFL, the Thanksgiving games, college basketball with these huge holiday tournaments. You know, these teams play on these NBA courts. The Maui tournament, we've got the Fight for Atlantis with the cool looking court there with those blue lights coming in. It's always a good TV viewing. These Vegas tournaments, a lot happening right now in this month of November. So get that 1-month all sports pass. Don't even think about it. Get on board. Use promo code PICK at checkout, and you'll be able to save 15% off. All right, Al Ninos, as always, thank you for dealing with the windy conditions there over in Florida. Have yourself a great evening. We'll talk with you again tomorrow.
At least I don't have to throw any Hail Marys in this wind, so it could be worse.
No snow angels.
Yeah,
all right, no snow angels there from Al Ninos. All right, have a great night. Al Ninos here on the drive-thru. Someone, we missed any of our picks. We'll do a complete recap at the end of the show. Someone who probably should be doing some snow angels, like to see that there on the video there. Maybe you could pull it one of these days. Is Rod Zawacky, who's dealing with plenty of that right now. There where he's at, you'll find him over at Pick Dogs. What's up, Rod?
Not too much. I finally dug out again after last night's big dump again. So it's all it's done so far the last few days. Just snow, and more snow.
Snow, and more snow.
Even the dog doesn't even know where to take a dump. He gets outside and it snows up to here on him, right? So he's trying to circle to get around, and he doesn't even know where to take it.
No. I know that it freezes before it hits the snow. Poor guy. No doubt. All right. So here we go tonight. We're going to look at the game near Al here at 7:30 Eastern time. Lightning here to host the Oilers here. Lightning lane -165. Total sits here at 6.5.
Yeah, you look at these Oilers on the back-to-back, and they got beat by the Washington Capitals yesterday. And you look at the reason why they got beat yesterday. They're having troubles on the penalty kill, getting themselves in penalty trouble, and just can't kill those penalties off. Huge trouble. They're NHL on the penalty kills. So they're also giving up goals as they haven't been able to kill these off. As I saw one on the power play last night, and get 4 power play goals, and it's becoming an issue here for the Oilers, costing them games on this little losing streak here. Like I said, they gave up 6 to Dallas. They gave up another 5 to Washington last night. How many are they going to give up here to this arrested Tampa Bay team, who Oilers still haven't confirmed a goalie, but I'm guessing they're going to put Campbell in there, and he's been not so good to start the season. He's got a good over 4 goals against average. Vasilevsky's getting a start for Tampa Bay. Hasn't started the season either. It looks like he's had a little bit of rust over all these long playoff runs that they've had. He might be getting a little tired because he's been giving up over 3 goals a game as well. So, and then look at the numbers. Oilers 3-0-1 their last 4 to the over. The over is also 6-2 in the Oilers' last 4th game of in a 6-night situation. And you look at Tampa 4-0 to the over their last 4, 5-0-1 their last 6 to the over, following a straight up win Tampa 4-0, their last 4 at home here. And as I said, always get themselves in trouble on the power, on giving up, taking stupid penalties. Going to cost you here. And I easily get over the total in this one. Both teams can score in the lamp, scoring at least 3 goals a game. I think the over 6.5 in this one.
All right, Ron says take over 6.5 Oilers and Lightning. Yeah, you know, the Lightning, since losing to the Kings, have actually in their games here played a lot better here. They've got a point in every game with that shootout loss here to Carolina 4-3, and a total of 7 goals in that game, with a total of 6 there with that good defensive team with Carolina. You know, they can hit. And of course, we saw them in that against Buffalo come across with putting up 5 on that Sabres team.
Yeah, exactly, right. So I that's what I'm figuring. I figure at least Tampa puts up 4 or 5 here, put up 3 themselves, and that gets us well over the total in this one. I would lean to the Lightning in this one because Oilers have not fared so well. I believe they're 1-11 the last 11 versus the Lightning. This is a team that's had their number. The Oilers are 4-0 in a 4th game in a 6-night situation that they've won 4 straight in the same spot. So tough to pick a side. I like the over. I think we see goals of plenty. You know, I'm going to root for the over, but that's just me being a homer. So,
that's it. 7-6. 7-6 win. 7-6.
Yeah, exactly. 7-6.
7-6 there, crazy over game. Yeah, but I find Edmonton has scored 3 or greater goals in 7 of 8, and you got Tampa Bay hitting the net now, so it's a good spot here. Oilers Lightning over 6.5. This one to have a start time of 7:30 Eastern time. All right, Rod, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Pin for tonight's action. Great results here. 1,379 units of profit last 3 days. That is all documented amongst the leaders there over at Pick Dogs. Rod has been on absolute fire right now. All right, Rod, I know we've got a big card tonight from the ice. We got the Maction going. We got even some stray games from college basketball. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Over Pick Dogs Premium, I got my top play on the ice, my $15 bookie buster going. You can scoop it up by itself. Or I've got a couple plays in tonight's Maction action. I got a college football 10-star executive info play, or my college football total gridiron crusher. Both those plays in the Maction up singly, or I got another 3 NHL plays with my NHL birdcage play. But your best deal here is, as you can see, what I've been doing the last month. $249 plus that promo code. A couple $100 gets you online plays for a month. As you see what we would have done, we would have 6 times your money over the last 30 days. If you were joined me for the month. So that's the best way to go this time of year, because there's so many sports actions. Instead of getting hockey plays and college football plays and basketball plays and college basketball plays, it's like your best just to jump on long term. Grab a 30-day pass right now, and let's make some money for Christmas. That's what I'm doing.
That's
As
right.
You can see, making the money for Christmas.
That's right, making money for Christmas. Here we go, guys. Got on board with Rod Zawacky over at Pick Dogs. From you see the great results here over the last 30 days. 1,379 units of profit, all documented. Also showing profit in NHL. Also profit in this young college basketball season, coming in with a winning day to open up the season. So great work there from Rod Zawacky, coming home with Alabama Crimson Tide beating. Oh, he went against the Longwood, and they got the job done. So
it was a sweat.
Yeah.
But hey, a win's a win.
A win is a win. A win is a win. No doubt about that. On the board right now from Rod, his featured plays is college football total gridiron crusher up there. Also, he's got his $15 bookie buster individually. A lot of individual picks, and it's Rod would say it's November, right? Don't even think about it. Just get the 1 month pass. Priced affordably right now. Get all of Rod's plays for 1 month. Of course, we got all the hockey for the month. We got all the NBA, and of course, the Thanksgiving football from the NFL and college football. This will get you through the remainder of the regular season, leading up to Army Navy. There, when you get that 1 month all sports pass, these big rivalry games, USC, UCLA. We got Alabama in a lot of games. We got lots of Michigan, Ohio State. It's going to be crazy here to close out the season. There's a lot of the playoffs are up in the air. The playoffs are up in the air this year. It's going to really be a great close of the season. A lot of these teams have some warts. I know Georgia's undefeated. We never know. We saw that game against Missouri. They didn't look so hot there, right? So there's a lot of at stake here. I think this might be a real crazy finish to college football. I think we're into something here at the end here. The way things are turning out right now. We could see college football turn upside down. But anyway, that 1 month pass is the way to go. Of course, it's a World Cup year. It starts in 12 days. If Rod sees something there, I know we get a little bit of a slowdown in early December, and that's really when we get to the knockout stages of the World Cup, because we got the college basketball. They're going to be on finals, and you've got the college football, a little break before the bowl game. So that's really when we get right into the nuts and bolts of the World Cup. So if there's action you see there, then Rod will be in action as well. So get on board with that 1 month all sports pass. Use promo code PICK at checkout, and you'll save 15% off. All right, Rod, it's always great having your show. Continue that great work. We'll talk with you again tomorrow. But I know you're also a part of that morning crew every day at 10 a.m. Eastern time.
Yeah, definitely join us for the morning show. Definitely have a good time there with me, Mitch, and Chris going over the day's cards. Sometimes we get a little bit off the rails, but hey, that's always fun too. So definitely tune in, join us for that. And also check out me and Chris and the Puck Dogs doing hockey videos. We got a Puck Dogs parlay going tonight as well. On the bigger cards of hockey, definitely always go check out our videos. Definitely been making people money. If you look, me and Chris are number 1 and 2 in the NHL this season over at Pick Dog. So can't go wrong with that. Pick Dog packages, not a bad deal either. You get 2 for the price of 1. So head on over, scoop that up as well, and let us make you some money.
That's right. Make some money.
Lots of fun.
Making some money there with Rod Zawacky. Get that 1 month pass and use that promo code and check them out in the mornings. And of course with Chris with those Puck Dog videos from the hockey videos as well. All right, Rod, have a great night. Keep warm. We'll talk again tomorrow.
Hey, definitely keep it warm. It's minus 30 out there. That's your temperature, by the way. That's it feels like minus 30 Fahrenheit outside right now. So yeah, I wouldn't be like El Ninos in the wind.
No way. Oh, good. Oh, goodness. All right, Rod, have a great one.
Rod, have yourself a good night, everybody. Smash that thumbs up. Cost you nothing. Helps out a ton. See everybody tomorrow morning on the morning show, and we'll see you tomorrow.
It's indeed.
Tony.
Take care,
everybody.
Take care. Rod Zawacky here on The Drive Thru. Let's continue on. Guys, you miss any picks, we'll do a complete recap here at the end of the show. Let's continue on. We got Chris Ruffalo. He's going to join us here on The Drive Thru. Let's get to Chris right now, where he's been on absolute fire, top of the leaderboards. Let's bring him in right now. Chris, what's happening?
Tony, I always here, ready to back in a pinch hit role whenever you need me. But no, it's great day today, ready for tonight's action. Smaller card, but still plenty of meat on the bone.
Plenty of meat on the bone, no doubt about that. Big card from the NHL. We got college basketball. Of course, we got to college football. You know what? I did it again, Chris. I did it again. I forgot Air Force was in action. The Air Force under was absolute money. Oh, absolute money last night.
Tony, come on. I'm not going to lie to you. I forgot to. So I can't believe
I looked at the game. I said, how could I forget? I knew the 142 opener than the 136. I would have still taken it under at 136.
Just tell yourself it's the first game of the season, so you didn't know. You got to have a 1-game sample size. I know, especially you doing this as long as you have. Sometimes you're just like, first game of the season, who cares? I know history, but do yourself a favor. Just chalk it up like that. I have to, because that's one unit I can't get back. And that was it. I said, I looked at that line, 142. They bet it down to I would have still taken it under 137. It's like crazy. I think they went 20 points below the total of under. So, all right. So Chris is in here. We appreciate him on short notice, Chris. But you got some action for us. Yeah, and I wasn't overly high on the action on the morning show this morning, but doing a little bit of digging, stuff kind of comes to me, and I think all of us throughout the day. And I really like Ohio in this spot. The Ohio Bobcats facing Miami, Ohio tonight. For me, I look at Ohio, and Curtis Rourke has just been absolutely outstanding this year, leading an offense that's scoring 33.4 points per game. 431.3 yards of total offense, throwing for over 300 yards per game, 13th in the country in passing, and Rourke is throwing for a 68.3% completion percentage, 9 yards per attempt, 21 touchdowns and just 4 interceptions. But on the other side, you've got Brett Gabbert, who just came back into the Miami, Ohio lineup, and while Miami, Ohio is better with him at quarterback than Avion Smith, the reality is that since coming back, the numbers haven't been great for Gabbert, and in turn, Miami, Ohio. It's a Miami team that scored just 10 points in a loss to Western Michigan. And then the next week against Akron, last time out, they put up just 4.5 yards per play against an Akron defense that's one of the worst in the MAC and worst in the country, and put up just 13 first downs in that game. So I just think that, so much is at stake for Ohio here. You look, Ohio already has the tiebreaker against Buffalo, winning the head-to-head matchup last week. And if Ohio can win out and they play Bowling Green next week, they win these last couple games, it doesn't matter what Buffalo and Bowling Green do. Ohio is going to the MAC title game. But Ohio puts their best foot forward here. They've been so good against the spread this season. Got to think they do it again here. I'm going to take Ohio.
All right, we got Chris going to go here on Ohio on the Bobcats here against Miami, Ohio. Yeah, when you look at some of these MAC quarterbacks this year, it's really been a down season here for these MAC quarterbacks. It's hard to find any of them that are doing any good. Matter of fact, there's a game tomorrow where the team is going to go to their fifth string quarterback. I believe it's Northern Illinois. I don't know if it's Northern Illinois. It's one of the teams. I know Northern Illinois is bowl eliminated, but there's one team going down to their fifth stringer tomorrow.
I wish I had words for it, Tony. I really do, but it's like you said. There's been no standout MAC quarterback this year, and that's unfortunately in the group of five, when you kind of just look for anything to hang your hat on, it's sort of like the MAC has just been mediocre. There's nothing that's really stood out about the MAC this season. Maybe Curtis Rourke is that guy. He's been probably been the best quarterback they have. I know Daquan Finn from Toledo, great dual threat quarterback, but he hasn't done very much. Toledo's offense hasn't been what a lot of us expected it to be over the course of the season.
Richardson's kind of come down. He's been disappointing.
Richardson was a guy I was high on in that Oklahoma State game. He looked great in that Oklahoma State game, but since then, he's fallen off a map.
You know who might be a close second? You never believe it. Akron's DJ Irons.
I like DJ Irons. I think he's got a high ceiling. You know who I like is Matt McDonald from Bowling Green.
He's another one. Yeah.
He doesn't make a ton of mistakes. He's not flashy. He's got like a 14-2 touchdown to interception ratio. So he doesn't make a ton of mistakes, and that's saying a lot for a ton of money by going against them during the COVID year. I think they had 10 points all season long or something like that, and the offense was doing nothing. But Matt McDonald's at least a bit of easy for me to say, been a bit of a bright spot for Bowling Green, and that's actually kept Bowling Green. I had to do a double take when I saw that Bowling Green was tied with Buffalo and Ohio at the top of the MAC East. I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me. They're 4-1 in conference.
Yeah, they missed the cover by hook. I think I had them last week, and they missed the hook by a half point in their win. But it figured on paper, but they gave up a late field goal. I think it was against either Central or because Central Western Michigan. These teams have been disappointing.
Yeah, the one thing I know someone will probably talk about tomorrow, but then you see tomorrow's line where Bowling Green is 2.5 point underdogs at home.
Yeah,
is it again? I don't know who it's against off the top of my head, but it's just like.
Yeah, I'll pull. That was one that got my attention. Yeah, they're going to be against Kent, and Kent has been one. Schlee is a quarterback. He's another one out there, right? Yeah, that looks to me like I remember
it was Dustin Crum that led Kent State, and then everybody was like, "Oh, don't worry about Dustin Crum. We got the next best thing, Colin Schlee," and he hasn't done anything. And you got an 0-5 team going laying points on the road against a Bowling Green team that needs to win tomorrow. That's all I'm saying.
I will say this about Ohio. Their defensive numbers were absolute trash. But if you go look over the past 3 games, they're holding teams at 323 yards. The Red Hawks offense in that period just 254 yards.
Well, like I said, the glaring thing for me was just how they performed against Akron. I mean, Akron, I know this is a team that, a lot of people have been making money on in the underdog role. Hell, look at I hate using it, but I hate using this term. But look at what the Sharps have done to that Akron number today, down 2.5 points from 9 down to 6.5 all of a sudden. So it's an Akron team that some people can make money on in the underdog role, but still one of the worst teams in the MAC and one of the worst teams in the country at 1-8.
Yeah, no doubt about that. All right, Chris here is on Ohio. He's here on short notice. Don't have the graphics. He came on short notice. Appreciate that. I'll lay in the 2.5 here. And this one's getting Miami, Ohio. This one will be 7:30 on ESPN2. You got the Eastern Michigan on CBS Sports Network, Ohio game on E2, and then Ball State on the E against Toledo. in that one. And all right, Chris, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium for tonight's action, where you've been on absolute fire here, sitting up on top of leaderboards here. And we look at the last 30 days, 1,759 units of profit, showing great profit the last 7 days here with 1,353 units of profit as well. Having a monster NHL season, a good NFL season as well. College football has been on fire here on the major sports. All right, we got a big card from the NHL. Also, we got 3 actions. We got a sprinkling of games from college basketball. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Well, tonight, I stayed away, unfortunately, from college hoops and the action tonight, but I do have 3 NHL plays on the board that I love. Part of my Tuesday Top Tips 3-pack. Included in that is my $15 NHL Power Play. 3 plays I absolutely love tonight, and like Tony said, had a great start to the NHL season. It's one day at a time, but still a great start to the NHL season. Making some money, hopefully make you guys some cold hard cash tonight. And a couple of guys mentioned it earlier on in the show. Hop on something long term, because this is the time where it starts to really put money in your pocket. You got college basketball finally started. NBA is starting to get into full swing. NFL, college football included in the week. Hockey, we've been tearing it up. I just actually put up my season pass as well if anybody just wants to bet on hockey this season. So tons of options for you guys at Pick Dogs Premium, as well as a 2-for-1 capper promotion. And remember, any purchase over $25 or more for your total, use that promo code PICK, get 15% off.
That's right. Use that promo code, guys. Get on board with Chris Ruffalo over at Pick Dogs Premium. Top Tips NHL 3-pack up there now on the board. Credit guarantee, must turn a profit, or the amount you purchase is credit back in your account. That is profit guarantee. And get on board here with Chris, who's had a really good few weeks here on his $15 premium play. He's gotten a Tuesday NHL Power Play up there. Light the lamp. Become a winner with Chris's $15 premium pick from the NHL tonight. And as Chris was talking about, there's a lot of long-term passes up here, but don't even think about it. It's November. You got to get that 1 month all sports pass with all these sports overlapping. 1 month of hockey from Chris. NFL for a month. Remember, this takes you right into December 7th. All right, there's a lot of action here with that 1 month pass. I got all your Thanksgiving football. College football takes you to the end of the regular season up until Army-Navy. You'll have all the big rivalry games coming up. Michigan, Ohio State, USC, UCLA, the Alabama teams. There's going to be a lot going on, a lot to be decided. It's a wide open race here for these playoffs. It's going to be very exciting down the stretch here in college football. Will TCU spit out the bid at the end? History says they usually do, but we'll see. We'll see what happens this year with them. And of course, the Big 12, the Big 10, a lot at stake here. Michigan, Ohio State's going to be a monster game as well, guys. So lots happening here as we close out the regular season in college football. Don't forget college basketball. We've got the Gonzaga U.S. Tour coming up, where they like to fly all over the place in November, December. And we've got the holiday tournaments. You've got these great college basketball games on these NBA courts. Always like to fight from Atlantis because I love the blue lights. It's always cool TV there with the Atlantis tournament, Hawaii tournament, Vegas tournaments, afternoon, morning college basketball. Lots going on here. That 1 month pass is the way to go. Greatest time. And I love this time of the year. I don't want to say greatest because we say the same thing in March. So I'll just say it's another great time here to get on board with it. 1 month pass. Use promo code PICK at checkout. Save that 15% off. All right, Chris, as always, great having you show. Thank you for coming in on short notice to help out. Great addition here to the show today. I know you're back on tomorrow, but I know we got a lot going on over at Pick Dogs, the Puck Dogs with you and of course Rod. You also pitch in with the video work over at Pick Dogs as well as the morning show.
Yeah, jack of all trades, Tony. I like to get my face out there, even when I'm doing videos on Sacred Heart in Hartford. I'll tell you that much. That was a fun video to do. I'll tell you, that's all the drama going on with Hartford right now. But I love it. This is my favorite time of year when everything's going on. I miss baseball a little bit, but you got to sacrifice baseball to get to NHL, NBA, college hoops, college football. Wouldn't trade it for anything.
No, great time of year right now, indeed. All right, Chris, thanks a lot for your help tonight. We'll talk with you again tomorrow.
Sounds good, Tony. Take it easy.
You got it. Chris Ruffalo here on the Drive Thru. Let's continue, guys. We'll get a recap for you here at the end of the show, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the Drive Thru. It is now time for my picks, so let me pull up my game here for you guys right now. We're going to be looking here at college basketball tonight. Georgia Southern here in San Jose State. We got the Spartans at home laying 3.5 here. Total sits here at 134.5. And in this one, I'm going to be looking at my man Miles. Timmy Miles, Mr. Non-Conference Timmy Miles. You're gonna come through for me tonight. Here we go. Lay the 3.5. I won't touch in the conference games, but you're playable in the non-conference here. -3.5 here against Georgia Southern. You know, when you look here at the Miles, it's his second season with the Spartans. You ever watch him coach, man? He coaches right to the final second. They showed some early promise early in the preseason, which I covered them. I had them early in the preseason, but I stayed away from them in conference play. They returned 3 starters, and of course, Miles worked that transfer portal to fill his roster. Amari Moore is the key returning starter here for the Spartans. Helping out is an Ohio State transfer, Diallo. You know, Georgia Southern returns 4 starters from a team that finished 5-11 in the Sun Belt. You know, shooting was a major issue here for these Eagles. Okay, remember, when you got 4 returning starters, you know, when you hear about the returning starters, what I like to do is I like to go back and look at last year's stats. And, boy, when you look at last year's stats, they weren't very pretty here. Georgia Southern sat 302nd in offensive efficiency last year. And that's against a lot of, you know, they don't play a tough schedule, Georgia Southern, in their conference, in their non-conference. They hit just 29% from 3, ranking 348th. A high turnover team that ranked 322nd at the free throw line as well. So there's just too much not to like with these returning starters here on Georgia Southern. Again, we'll take the home court here. Our man Miles, San Jose State here, laying the 3.5 against Georgia Southern. Guys, check me out over at Pick Dogs Premium. I've got my $15 premium best bet on the board right now. Of course, the long-term pass is the way to roll. Get on board with me over there. You can match me up with another capper. With that 2-for-1 cap promotion, you can match me up with Chris, with Rod, with El Ninos. Our 2-for-1 cap promotion, your best value over at Pick Dogs Premium. Let's continue on here on the show. I think Chris is here to help me out with the recap, so let's get to the recap and show the picks. Chris will help us out here. Back in the old days. Here we go. Alex Smart got us started. Islanders plus 145 against the Rangers. Al was on the Flyers Blues over 6. Rod Zawacky Oilers Lightning over 6.5. Chris was on the Ohio here, laying the 2.5 against Miami O, and I'm on San Jose State, laying the 3.5 against Georgia Southern. All right, Chris, other than your pick, which one do you like the best?
Well, Tony, I think I'm seeing some word now that no Carter Hart for the Philadelphia Flyers tonight. So I tend to lean towards that over 6. I was thinking it was going to go over 6 with Hart in net, with just how poorly the Blues have been playing, and the Blues starting their backup likely tonight. So I got to go without the Ninos with the Flyers and Blues over.
Flyers over. I like Roz here with Oilers Lightning over 6.5. The Oilers are scoring goals toward the Lightning. I like that one over 6.5. We do have a question here for you, Chris. And you just said, do you still like that? We gave you that. You responded to Nathan Martinez's question. David Vegas asked, do you like Duquesne without that FIU transfer playing tonight? Did you even look at that one?
Yeah, well, that was something I talked about on the morning show. You know, Tevin Brewer, along with Day Grant, two guys that transferred into Duquesne. I did know that Brewer is still recovering from an appendectomy, so it does put the ball, you know, in that pick and roll offense in another, you know, maybe slightly less desirable ball carrier's hands, but I still like Duquesne tonight. I like Montana. I like the direction this team is headed. I think they could, you know, potentially, you know, dethrone Montana State in the Big Sky this year. But I like this Duquesne team. Last year I think was an anomaly more than anything. That 1-16 record in conference play. They're usually a team that finishes at least in the top half of the A10. So I like Duquesne tonight still.
There you go, from Chris Ruffalo. Guys, that'll do it for this edition, guys, of the Drive. So be sure to tune in again tomorrow live here at 6 p.m. Eastern. We'll do it all over again. Bring our cappers in from Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place to give out live free picks for the games in prime time. Don't forget, it starts every day, 10 a.m. Eastern time. It's the morning show. Chris, we got Mitch, we got Rod Zawacky, and of course, don't forget Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes. His betting tools show. We got the Puck Dogs with Chris and Rod Zawacky with those hockey picks, and of course we've got the college football show coming up soon. The NFL as well. Boy, we're already moving in. Wednesday we have the college football show. I'm sorry. Wednesday we have the NFL show. Thursday we have the college football show with Chris and Chris Ruffalo, Romanelli, as well as Mitch. So a lot going on, Chris, over at Pick Dogs.
Tony, this is why we keep adding stuff, just to test you, keep you sharp, see if we can throw another wrench in the Tony T's plan. You already got so much going on, but yeah, no, it's lots going on at Pick Dogs, and we're only going to probably add stuff. I can already tell. I can see the gears clicking with Mitch every single morning.
Absolutely, a lot of good shows here, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, set notifications so when these live shows drop, you're live with us. All right, that's going to do it for our show tonight. We're going to say wave goodbye to everyone. I don't think I have Chris in the closing scene, but anyway, have a good night, Chris. Wave goodbye to you guys. Have yourself a